The crownless king of the northern light swings his staff with fury and might. Each blow he lands, they succumb to his sight. His gaze of fervor is both tranquil and of plight. Hello, and I welcome you to the season of the Monkey King. This video will cover a monk build that is currently one of the most efficient ways to play with him on greater rifts. This community driven build lets a player clear up to level 34 with great ease. And with endgame gear, people have pushed this number up to level 38. So for those of you who haven't reached so far, allow this hermit to share the secrets with you. Fist of the Flying Dragon is the name of the build then, and as we move on you will see why such name is chosen. But to start things off, let's look at the gear. Since this build is highly focused on efficiency, there are very few changes you can make to the items. But here is such a breakdown of all you will need. A theme when choosing the items is to make Monk tanky, with toughness exceeding 15 million so that he may survive in high levels of greater rifts. Another feature is the damage type of the build completely being holy, so the gear set, wherever possible, should reflect that. The set you will be after is a Monkey King one of course. But another must-have set of items do include an Eye of Peshkov with a socket and a Flying Dragon with life on hit or life per spirit spent and a socket. You should try to stick with 2 gems and ideally place them in your rings. They are Gogok Swiftness for more attack speed and Mirone for bonus holy damage. With regards to Paragon points, go all out offensive on base and wherever possible do try to include life on hit as well. So let's talk about the build then. Your primary attack is Way of 100 Fists with Fists of Fury, and the second one is Dashing Strike with Blinding Speed to cover more ground. Your first skill is Breath of Heaven infused with light. Sweeping Wind with Inner Storm is the next skill and does moderate damage but is good for spirit restoration. Mantra of Salvation with Agility is the third skill for this build, and the final skill is Epiphany Desert Storm for prolonging your presence in battle. Passives are Alacrity, Seize the Initiative, Beacon of Yatar and Resolve. The final passive can be swapped with Transcendence if you feel your toughness is up to par. So with the introduction and pleasantries out of the way, let's talk about why this is one of the most efficient monk builds out there. As you may have guessed by now, this build is about spamming the clones from your Sanbuko. So how do we sustain this? This is where the first aspect of build comes into play. Your Fists of Fury have an improved attack speed coefficient, and along with the 2 passives, you attack your target at blinding speeds and generate copious amounts of spirit. Sweeping Wind also helps you at base along with your Flying Dragon's proc and infused with life buffs. This leads to your monk constantly holding their left click to generate the necessary spirit. In the meantime, your toughness along with healing keeps you alive. When you're attacking enemies at extreme rates, even the smallest amount of life on it or life per spirit spent is all you need to tank those nasty elites. Now that survivability is covered, let's talk about damage dealing. It has never been as simple as this really. Just constantly spam your Mantra of Salvation when it's available to expend all that spirit. After expulsion of 75 spirit, a clone will be someone that will do all the necessary damage. Your mantra does give you all resistance, dodge chance and DPS. Who would have thought that mantras could be this useful, right? But if the situation seems to be dire, activation of your Epiphany will make you nearly unkillable, as long as you keep attacking. So to sum this up then, this build is focused on generating and expelling large amounts of spirit. You do this by left clicking and by activating the readily available Breath of Heaven and Sweeping Wind. Your passives and other skills either make you tanky or let you attack faster. Just remember to never let go of the left click, keep spamming that mantra and hope that your Flying Dragon procs all the time. A very simple and extremely effective build that has been used by players to clear up to Greater Rifts 38. I would like to mention a few Hall of Famers who've used this build and are on top. So congratulations to Mr. Jinx, Katos and Moon Kim Lao. This has been the Holy Hermit for you, and you just witnessed the most popular builds for monks currently in 2.1. So take care and remember to soar for the skies and let your scales touch the cloud at sight.